Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another program. We are doing the Nightmare Hunter. I know DA comes up with these incredibly creative titles. I believe it's the Tuesday Nightmare Hunter on NDB Media. So really exciting stuff. The likes are already piling up. I want to give shout outs and welcome to everyone. All Tower Media, Roger Peacock, Adam Shepard. Thank you. If you want, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat room, leave us a few comments. Let us know where you are and where you hail from. We'd love to know. We already have several people on our NDB Media Facebook channel and the D.A. Roberts Facebook channel. So
sweet.
We are terribly excited to have you guys on here. Of course, I am Roger Noriega, the Nightmare Hunter. And of course, that's the man that why we're here. That's D.A. Roberts. And of course, our guest this evening is SARA Gilbert. Good evening, Sarah. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing real well here. Folks, I really want to get to it. Other than it being hot out here on the West Coast, life is still good in the hood, so they say. Sarah, you're on the West Coast, aren't you?
Yes.
Where are you at? Are you in Oregon or Washington?
Beaverton, Oregon.
Oh, wow. That is cool. What's the weather like up there right now?
It's
right now
perfect.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. It's about 72, 73. It's beautiful. Got the windows open.
Nice. My brother lives in Walla Walla up in Washington.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty area up there.
Yes, it is. I've had family live up there
Northwest.
before. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been up there. We did a motorcycle trip shortly after I got out of the Army. Rode through back roads, went up in Campton, and it was a lot of fun.
There's a lot to see in Portland, so a lot to
we
do.
avoided the cities. I'm not a city guy.
Right.
I was up in Portland for 24 hours back in 2010. It was during the summer. I don't remember exactly, but it had just rained the day before, and I was so annoyed that the image that I have of Portland is that even the junk cars looked clean. It's like, come on. And when I was in the hotel room, I don't know, I was about 2 miles away from the airport. I stayed near the metro line. I know that, I know what I'm thinking when I did that circle.
Yeah.
And when I served water in the hotel room, I looked at the glass, and at first, did I pour water? Oh, no, there's a water line. Looked at the water and no, nah. If I am unable to see stuff in my water, I don't trust it. But you actually have all that mountain spring water, don't you?
Yes, we do.
It's great stuff.
It is.
But speaking of great stuff, we're going to get right to it. Of course, our guest is SARA Gilbert, and you can see her website right there. For some reason, Sarah, due to my thick accent, people are unable to understand when I give the website. Would you give your website, please?
It's saragilbertauthor.com.
And now I tell you, sometimes they just don't understand me, but hey, it is what it is. Our guest is a well-known, renowned author. She's written 3 books, Thanks a Brunch, Asian Fusion, Mexican-American Cantina. They're all available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Thrift Books. But she's already done a few things. As a matter of fact, I think you baked something where you ended up on some sort of Paula Deen's list.
Yes, I ended up entering a contest of hers back when she was doing her health journey and wanted to lose weight. So she was going to the gym and looking for healthy recipes. And I submitted my healthier version of chicken fried steak. And I thought, you know what? She talks about, because her being from the South, that's one of her favorite things. And I thought I'll give it a shot, but I'm sure that there's a lot of other submissions. And after she announced the winner, and it was like something out of a dream to actually have my name on her website and say, that I was the winner, that she enjoyed my dish and that she would be cooking it multiple times.
I would like to have that recipe myself. I love chicken fried steak.
Me too.
It's a food group in the Midwest.
That's what I've heard.
That's funny, a food group. I like that one. My
that along with biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
Right, I know. That's the favorite of mine too.
Now, that's fair. I've actually had a little bit of that myself, but You've also been featured in several magazines, and I believe, first of all, there's quite a bit of creativity in the title of your books, and I really like it. And of course, being who I am, I'm going to have to hit the one book first. Why don't you tell us about it? Where it is, and of course, you know I lost my place. The Mexican American Cantina. Oh,
Thanks for Brunch. That's my first one.
We can start with Thanks for Brunch, yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Would you tell us about, what is that book about?
Well, it's basically about, exactly as the title says, about brunch and breakfast and fun alcohol beverages to have with brunch. So there's all kinds of recipes in there, that from pastries and omelets to like chicken fried steak and biscuits and gravy, just all pretty simple recipes that I feel like any moderate cook would be able to do. And I was inspired by my best friend to write this book. He loved taking me out to brunch over the years. So
whenever I hear the word brunch, I think of the movie Fellowship of the Ring. What about second breakfast?
I know, exactly, right? That's like second breakfast. For me, I'd rather sleep in and enjoy brunch and just have something midday.
I'm a night owl. I'm usually up pretty late.
Yeah, it used to be like that for me until I started working in education. Now I have to be up at 6 a.m. So.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what that's like, even though I have to get up much earlier. I'm up at 4 a.m. But, hey, trials and tribulations, right? We all have our own stories.
Right.
I do want to give several shout-outs. We're getting quite a few likes. I believe I mentioned them already. Josh Jones and Joshua Dalton. Gentlemen, thank you for the hearts. Gentlemen. And Megan Shepard, Adam Shepard, Roger Peacock, and All Tower Media. We thank you. We do have quite a few people watching this now. Yes, we do salute you. We do the program because of...
Lanjaman.
Actually, I got myself another one right now. Richard Sullivan. I know he's from Ohio. So we have a varied audience. So really good stuff. Tell us, Asian fusion. What's the specialty in that one?
Well, actually, my fiance we've been together nearly 5 years, actually a little over 5 years now. And his favorite food is Asian food. And so, going from my best friend inspiring me with brunch to my fiance inspiring me to write Asian fusion. And since we had been together, that had been just something that had come up over and over again. Oh, can you make beef and broccoli? Can you make mochiko chicken? Can you make this? And I thought all the recipes I come up with, it's time to put them together and get it out there, because I had built up quite the collection ever since being with him.
Which is your favorite in that book? If you have, I know, putting you on the spot, it's probably the lamest. Actually, no, it will not be the lamest question tonight. I will warn you now.
Trust me, we can top it.
Probably the mochiko chicken, definitely.
It sounds really good.
It was so good.
Could you give us a proverbial taste?
I'm unfamiliar with what that is. It sounds really good, though.
Well, it's from Hawaii, and we originally tried it when we were staying at the house that I'm going to be telling you guys about, the one that had the paranormal experiences. We'd walk across the street to a Hawaiian food truck, and we tried something called mochiko chicken, and it was like a fried chicken, but it was like really lightly breaded. And it's totally different than regular fried chicken. It's like a lighter version. It's like a thinner batter, and it just had a phenomenal flavor. So I had tried for years just to perfect that recipe, and it's got all kinds of delicious Asian flavors in there. There's ginger and garlic, and of course, soy sauce, and they use a mochiko flour, like a special flour, just to make this chicken. And it is a phenomenal dish. For me, I let it sit, to marinate for 2 or 3 days, and it turns out really good.
Had we really planned this out, we would have asked you for images that we could probably...
Oh yeah, it's in my book. But I bet if you went onto Amazon, you might be able to see an image of it. I don't know how much of my book they let you see, but I do have the look inside the book option for all 3 of my books.
That is cool. We're going to have to definitely check them out.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
you have Mexican American Cantina.
My
Tea.
favorite.
Oh,
My
really?
favorite out of the three. Yes.
Tell us, please.
I have been crazy about Mexican food for as long as I can remember. And for me, it's just all about being able to make these things at home. Because going out to eat, it gets expensive. So I just really had to come up with different recipes for the carnitas that I enjoy, the enchiladas, soft tacos. My favorite recipe in there is called vampire tacos. And yeah, it's phenomenal. It's spicy and there's, obviously some garlic. And there's it's like grilled steak. It's really, really good. So it's just creating these cookbooks. I want to make it easy for people to make these dishes at home. I want to have good descriptions, beautiful images, and of course I include all my own artwork in there. So the covers I created myself, the pictures, the images in the book, the paintings and drawings, those are mine.
So, wait, you cook, you write. I know that was probably sexist. Forgive me.
No,
There's no. You cook, you write, and you draw.
Mm-hmm.
Really? So the images are yours. Do you have maybe an image that you can show us right now somewhere sprinkled about in your office?
Yeah.
And look at it, and don't behold.
Let me find my favorite one because I doodle a lot when I have downtime, whenever that may be. I'm trying to find my favorite because I have a lot of images that I like. But I'll show you my guinea pig that I drew.
Oh, that is cool.
That is really good.
Yeah.
That's my guinea pig Chewy, and I swear that's his face all the time.
I'm sorry.
No, it's true. Like he just has this look like, seriously.
I'm gonna go to a share screen mode real quick.
Yeah.
I can't copy the pictures.
Oh, sure.
But I can show them. There's the barbecue pork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that from Asian Fusion?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Chicken lettuce wraps. These
Wow,
look good.
that looks good. Oh, man, I'm going to admit it. I blew it. I had McDonald's for lunch. Actually, no, I take it back. I fib. It was early this afternoon. So what is between dinner and lunch?
Linner?
What's that called? Oh, Linner, okay. My Linner was McDonald's. Wow. That looks good. Lumpia.
Oh, those are good. Yeah, lumpia. It took me years to figure out that recipe. Lots of trial and error.
They look good.
That one is the Filipino version of egg rolls with a crispier, thinner wrapper and light filling. I genuinely don't know any better. What is the wrapper made of?
It's called a lumpia wrapper, and you can get it from any Asian store. So that's the one thing that I haven't done is make my own egg roll wrappers, but I normally go to Wajimaya or any local Asian store. I have made my own pot sticker dough before. That was interesting.
Wow.
What do you put in your egg rolls in the pot stickers? I'm not a big fan of cabbage in any form.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you don't like cabbage, I suppose you'd have to make it with just mostly the ground meat, like the pork or a diced shrimp, and some maybe some carrot or like some onion. And you don't have to put cabbage in there to make it thicker. You could just add more of other ingredients.
I would have to do that because, I said, I just don't really like cabbage in any way, shape, or form.
Right. The lumpia, I really love. That's definitely one of my favorites out of the book. Oh yes, it's very crispy, and it's something that it takes a lot of time to make, but it makes a lot, and you can always freeze some of it and just reheat it like you would store-bought egg rolls, except
with my sons here, there's no leftovers.
There's no leftovers. Okay.
It's gonna get destroyed. The last time I made homemade lasagna, I made 2 huge pans, and they were arguing over who got the last piece out of the last pan.
Right.
They destroyed the lasagna, so my boys will eat it. Trust me.
Oh yes, that's going to be my next cookbook. Actually, is going to be like an Italian American. That's what I'm going to work on this summer.
Like that.
Yeah, so I make various versions of lasagna. And I do like a chicken spinach lasagna with Alfredo sauce. I've done like a true like red sauce, like a meat sauce lasagna. And there's a fried lasagna that I've done before. So, maybe your boys would like that.
Oh, I'm sure they would. They rarely meet a meal they don't like.
Wow. So in Mexican American Cantina, what is probably one of your favorite items there that you discovered in this journey writing the book?
Well, I discovered the vampire tacos, and that was just
Vampire tacos, yeah.
rampant. That's a very random recipe I just kind of came up with. And I have a chicken flauta recipe in there that I love, and I had to duplicate it since Lupe's in Aloha, Oregon, it closed. So my dad and I would go to happy hour there once in a while, and they had these delicious flautas with this raspberry chipotle cream dipping sauce. And I thought, I got to learn to make these. And I spent a lot of time in the kitchen just working on it, tasting the filling, seeing if it was close. And I feel like I got a really good replica of that. And I gave some to my parents, and they said, yep, tastes exactly like theirs, but better. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before we get into the 2 books that you may be working on, and then we can get to the primary reason why you're here, Hobbs and Chewy.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I guess I should have updated my profile. My guinea pig Hobbs passed away recently.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I have Chewy and his girlfriend Leia now. We're big Star Wars fans. And Chewy's our long-haired guinea pig, and he does, like I showed you the picture, he looks like Chewbacca. He's beautiful. He's got like the long hair, and he's just quite a personality on him. And after losing Hobbs, about not quite a month later, we decided it was time to adopt another one because guinea pigs don't do well alone. They don't. And luckily, he found Leia when we took him to the Portland Guinea Pig Rescue. And they've been inseparable since. Like, he really loves her. They're a good match.
That's awesome.
So I guess I should really update my page. I didn't realize I haven't done that yet. That is Chewy and Leia.
My oldest son had a long-haired guinea pig that was black and white, and he named it Oreo.
Oreo, that's cute. Yeah, they're just the best animals. I always want to have guinea pigs in my life.
I used to watch TV with Oreo sleeping on my chest.
Oh, isn't that sweet? They're just they're very loving.
Now, you have 2 books in the works. I believe one of them is, as you just mentioned, another cookbook. But I haven't understood that you're going to be writing a story not related to cooking. Would you cue us in on that?
Well,
maybe a short story, I should say.
Sure. I've had a lot of paranormal experiences in my life, and quite a bit of it happened when we moved into like a little 2-bedroom house from the 50s, like about 5 years ago. And I decided out of all those experiences I had, I started writing it all down. And Amazon now has this thing called Kindle Storytellers. So that way, if you can't write like a full book, you can put up like chapters, like a little storyboard kind of thing. And I decided that I would like to share everything that I experienced in that house. And there's quite a bit that I experienced that was really bizarre.
Well,
and I'm hoping to get that out this year.
That is cool. Well, hopefully we don't take your thunder from this endeavor, but you've already alluded to it. You've had some experiences. I guess we'll get to the good stuff. Not that the books are not.
Oh, yeah, of course. No, I understand. This is a show to talk about the paranormal stuff. So.
Oh, but wait a minute. No, hold on a minute. But we love to eat. And we will probably return to it. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. Of course. No,
it's
I've been thinking about that chicken fried steak.
Yeah. I know. I got to dig up that recipe, and I'll have to send that to you.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I bet you'd like it.
My wife and I have been trying to eat healthier, and I think a healthy version of chicken fried steak could go over well.
Well, yes, and the obvious thing is to use like whole wheat flour instead of white, and to use like a skim milk instead of heavy cream or half and half. So it's little changes like that that really make a lot of difference in a diet. Yeah.
Before we begin, I want to give an additional shout out. We're getting more likes and we've gone international. Of course, we have Jeffrey Davis and Aurelio Rico Lopez III. As a matter of fact, he is from the Philippines, which is kind of cool. So thank you, young man, for joining us again. And we're good. So tell us, well, go ahead and begin, please.
Okay. So I hope I don't sound too like I'm reading from a teleprompter or anything, but I did write everything down. Like
It's
I
all
said,
good.
so I'm going to be reading off of that. So when we moved into our house, like I was saying, it was built in the early 50s, and we didn't get like creepy vibes or anything when we walked in, and we thought, this little house will do for now. And it all kind of started when I had to go down to the basement, which was outside of the house, and you have to go under. So it was like a stairs leading down. And I always just kind of felt like, the hairs on the back of your neck kind of standing, like somebody was looking at you. And like, I felt that every time I went down there, and I always kind of turned around and just looked, and I wouldn't see anything. So I just kind of shrugged it off and thought, oh, it's nothing. And then things started moving around the house, like objects went missing, things would just turn up in unusual spots, and doors would open and close by themselves. There were times that we were outside getting some sun, and the door would open and then slam shut.
Wow.
And that happened quite a few times. And it was bizarre. So I was at home full time. I had a pretty bad back injury. And my fiance would get up at work at like around 3 a.m. to get ready to go. And a lot of times I was alone in the house. So these strange things would just happen. Like I would be folding laundry in our bedroom during the day, and I would hear large scratching sounds on the door, like deep scratches on the door. Like
So
something.
is that on like maybe the front door or the door to the
No,
laundry
the door
room?
to our bedroom.
Oh, the door to the bedroom.
The door to the bedroom. And
Wow.
that happened, and it would scare me. And I knew I wasn't imagining it, and the house was dead quiet, and these sounds that would happen wasn't coming from outside, it was inside the house. And one thing that my fiance saw that he witnessed at the same time is we would see our laundry basket in the bedroom, and it rocked from side to side repeatedly. Like, yeah. And I asked him, it's like, are you seeing this? And he's like, yeah, I see it. And, then he'd fall back asleep, and I'd be laying there like, wait a second. Like, you said you just saw it. How can you go to sleep? Like, this is really freaking me out. And little things, too, where we'd be talking about watching a movie. We'd be talking about watching a certain movie. And then within the hour, that DVD would fly off the shelf.
That's wild.
I know. It was really wild.
Did it ever get aggressive?
Oh, yes. Oh, I haven't even begun. It got very
Okay, sorry.
aggressive.
I didn't mean to jump ahead on you.
Oh, no. It's fine. These little things, I thought, okay, this isn't so bad. Maybe it's just kind of a playful spirit. And because the things it did seem playful, yes.
Sorry, Sarah.
No, it's fine.
Going back to that item, say the DVD, you named it, whatever, it would fly off the shelf. Would it just like maybe fly out, fall down?
No, across the room.
Wow.
Like our living room was already pretty small, so we had our DVDs like on one side, and then like I said, it was tiny, so it was like it just literally flew like across the room. So it didn't fall off the shelf. It's like it was thrown across.
Wow.
It was weird. And like I still didn't worry too much because I thought, I had weird things happen when I worked at a nursing home, and at a nursing home, there's been a lot of death, and I had seen things move by themselves, and I just didn't think anything of it because I thought, okay, well, I believe in the spiritual world, so it's fine as long as it doesn't mess with me. And, and so
I know that
anyway,
feeling.
yeah,
It's creepy, but it's not bothering me.
I know it's not bothering me. It's just something moving from side to side or whatever. So no, I don't still live there. Anyway, during the summertime, our first year there, the AC unit was on, and we had our guinea pigs. At that time, it was Hobbs and Chewy in the living room, and we would have our fan pointing out toward them from the AC window. So that way it would kind of keep them cool, since we didn't want them to get overheated, and they could get really sick if they get too overheated. And I came out one night and I had the fan out toward the doorway, and I went back to the bedroom, came back out for a glass of water. The fan had moved from the doorway all the way across to the other side of the room, and it kept happening. I kept moving it back, and whatever was there kept moving it back far. And so there was this little power struggle there between me and whatever spirit. It was kind of like, no, I need this fan here. Don't keep moving it. And finally I had just had it. I stood there and I said, stop it. Just stop moving this. It just made me so angry. I just kept going back and forth with this stupid little power struggle between me and whatever spirit was there, just messing with me. It's like, I need this fan to keep our guinea pigs cool. And finally it eventually stopped. So that was the next thing that happened. And again, with the objects, pots and pans were flying off the shelves when I was in the kitchen, and it would be just neatly put away. Nothing was ever on the edge. It was always just on the shelf, and I'd be cooking something and it would just be, it's like someone went up behind it and just smacked it really hard off the shelf. And that happened quite a few times. And then came the aggression. So this is when things got really, really scary for me, and I stopped sleeping quite a bit. I remember the first time I was in bed and I had fallen asleep. Then I felt something tugging on my ponytail, because I always kept my hair up at night in a ponytail, and something had tugged on me aggressively. And I woke up and I just lay there for a minute, and I just kind of looked around and didn't see anything. But then it happened again and again and again, repeatedly.
The same night or over several nights?
Over several nights. I had my hair tugged on, and I would wake up with scratches on my arms that I couldn't explain, and bruises. Then the next night after the first time I had my hair tugged on really hard, something had grabbed me by my ankles and shook me firmly from side to side really hard.
In the bed or while you were standing?
In the bed. Well, I was trying to go to sleep. And I remember whatever it was that shook me aggressively, I just started crying. And I turned to Saul, and I was just like, I can't keep living here. I can't keep living here. This is so bad. I'm getting tormented by this, whatever this was.
Sarah, when that happened, were you able, I can only imagine what that was like. My mother, as DA knows, I've shared a few stories where they helped her up. She reached out to install some curtains, and they helped her up. That was the extent of the activity. My mother once mentioned years ago that she felt that someone was maybe compressing down on her. And that was the most she ever did. But anyway, in your case, I can only imagine what it was like. And when they kind of got a hold of you to shake you, could you tell? Could you get the impression maybe it was hands or something? Or no?
Yes, I could definitely tell there were hands grabbing me and shaking me aggressively. So I then started to think, well, this is not a playful spirit. Um, and then I started to see some spirits, and that I felt like I couldn't really believe it myself because I had never actually physically seen a ghost, but I, of course, had always believed in it. But it was around 5:40 a.m. This is around the summertime, and I felt like a presence was in our room. And Saul was gone to work, and I was alone. I was laying there in bed, and I suddenly felt like this overwhelming feeling of terror. And I looked to the corner of the room, and there was a man standing there. And and this may sound absolutely bizarre, but he was in a baseball uniform. And he was kind of like a whitish gray color. And the strange thing is, like, this old baseball kept showing up in our house, and we had no idea where it had come from. And I would like donate it to Goodwill. I'd get rid of it, and every time it just keeps showing up. And it was just really strange. So that's the first time I saw a spirit.
The same baseball would come back?
Yeah. And then I started to experience shadow people.
Oh,
and
yes.
Yeah, that one I think terrified me more than the baseball player looking guy.
Sarah, how many times did you see that figure, that baseball player?
Only once. The shadow people happened more than once.
Again, and I apologize, but going back to the baseball player, were you able to see a face, or was it just maybe an acknowledgement of a man being there?
No, I could see his face. He was very young looking, probably like in his 20s.
Were you able to recognize the uniform, or was it just that, no, it was a baseball uniform?
It was a baseball uniform.
Did you ever do any research on the previous owners of the house?
Yes, and there had been multiple people that had lived there, and my mom also, as I started telling her a lot of these things, she started kind of investigating into it, and I guess you can find the records online, and there had been a man that lived there who was in and out of prison quite a bit. And I told her, I'm like, well, did it say what he was in prison for? And she goes, no. And I thought, well, what if, what if he killed somebody in this house and like their body's missing or something horrible had happened, and that's why these spirits can't rest, because they're there, and maybe their families don't know that they're there. So it was just really bizarre, and I wasn't able to find out anything else about that man that had lived there previously that was in and out of prison, but it was terrifying. And also we had an attic that was totally closed off, and our maintenance guy asked why we wanted to know what was up there, so it kind of like freaked me out.
Wow, yeah.
He's like, because we asked him, like, do you know how to get up there? And he's like, no, why? Because we want to know what's up there. Why do you want to know? Because we're living here.
Exactly. Well, there's somebody living up there.
I know. I mean, what if there's a body up there? I mean, you don't know. It felt kind of weird. But yeah, the scariest was probably when I woke up to a shadow person standing over me, and Saul was asleep. And now I told him, I totally understand in those horror movies now when you see somebody and they're just frozen in fear and they can't move, and like you're yelling at them, move, run, like, what are you, stupid? Well, I was laying there frozen, and like he was next to me, and like he told me if I saw something to wake him up, and I couldn't. I couldn't move. I was so scared. And there was this tall, dark figure bent over my side of the bed, just looking at me. I couldn't see a face. I saw it was like a dark hood, just a dark person, and I just felt that really tense feeling, that same that I had when I saw like the baseball player. Basically, it's kind of like, like your heart's racing and your anxiety is building up, and you can't move.
They call that sleep paralysis. My son's
Mhm.
experienced it a couple of times here in our house. He was laying on the couch sleeping, and said he didn't know if it was a dream or not, but he felt himself waking up, but he couldn't move, and there was a dark figure crawling down the hallway toward him, and he would wake up with a start every time it got to him.
Right. For me, I was wide awake, and it was just staring at me. It was just standing over my side of the bed.
That's pretty terrifying.
Totally leaned over.
There are people all over the world describe similar events where they're awake and they can't move, and there was a shadow person in the room.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrifying. It's never happened to me, thank goodness. But I've read a lot of documented cases of that, and it's pretty terrifying. I mean, my son was shook up for weeks.
Right. And I have seen, like, I watched the top fives, ever since we moved out of that house. We've been watching those top 5 videos, and anytime that they talk about, the shadow people or any of those, it's like I would turn to someone and be like, that happened to me. That's exactly what it looked like. That is spot on what it looked like. And it's kind of an odd feeling. It's like, I'm glad to know that there are others out there, but at the same time, like, I can't even imagine how they must have felt.
I have a friend, and I'm not going to call him out by name. I would love to have him come on the show, but I understand he doesn't really like talking about it. But he's been seeing the same shadow figure following him around his entire life.
Right. But that was pretty frequent with the shadow people that were standing over me and having my hair tugged on aggressively. And it's just that constant fear. Like, I can't go to sleep. And I would take little naps during the day. And even then I would wake up and hear like nails on the door or something being moved.
Is that about the time you decided to move?
Yeah, and we only stayed there because we had a contract, and it was a cheap place. We were there for 1 year.
Huh.
So
maybe the longest year of your life.
About 11 months longer than I probably would have lasted.
Right, I know. And we had a contract, and I thought, if only we could just break this contract, and we found a different place, and that we've been living in since we moved out. And we've been here nearly 4 years.
Has it followed you?
No,
I bet not.
No.
A lot of times hauntings will affix themselves on a person and follow them around.
Right. And it didn't. And I had mentioned before, I had experienced some strange things when I worked at a nursing home, and just really odd like movements, and I'd hear people saying my name like directly in my ear. And
I've had that happen to me before.
Oh, so you heard them as well?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard my name called.
Right.
Some friends of mine and I found a house out in the woods, and we went in looking around, and I heard my name called, and I thought it was one of them. I'm like, what? And they're like, what do you mean, what? I'm like, which one of you said my name?
Right.
Like, neither of us did.
And it's even worse when it's right in your ear.
Yeah, it was. It was like right behind me. And I was like, oh, look at the time. Time to go.
Exactly. And it's just a really bizarre feeling. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Yeah, I think the baseball is probably still there because it was there when we left.
I wonder if the people that currently live there are having any experiences.
I wonder that too. I feel like asking them, and there are people that are living there right now. And anytime we've driven by, we've seen the same people over the last few years. But
if you're going to do the book on that, it might be a great preamble to introduce yourself. Hey, I used to live here. I'm writing a book on the hauntings.
Are you experiencing anything? Yeah. They might look at me like, "Are you crazy?
What kind of crazy stuff are you experiencing in this house?" You might be surprised. They might go, "Oh my God, we thought it was just us."
Right. That's true. Yeah, I'm seeing. Is it possible that giving away the baseball could increase the activity? Well, it did keep showing back up. So I think I tried giving it away once or twice. And then after that, I just finally gave up and just put it in the corner of the laundry room down the basement. I think I just threw it down there before we left and just said, okay, you belong down here now.
I'm glad you let me know that, because unfortunately I'm holding a baseball in my hand and I have the habit of just, twirling it up from time to time. I'm a big old baseball. Sorry, there it is. Big old baseball fan. But I didn't realize how rude and insensitive it would have been had I just been twirling like I have the habit of doing.
He does do that all the time.
Oh, it's fine. No, I can kind of like laugh about it now.
No, Sarah, that's mean.
No, it's
Was it like an old worn baseball?
Yes,
or
very, very old.
Was it signed or anything? Was it?
No. Mm-mm.
If they were trying to give you the baseball as a possession, maybe put it in the plastic display case and put it up on the mantle, they might have loved it.
Maybe I don't know. That whatever was there sure liked messing with me. It didn't never mess with Saul. Like he of course saw the laundry basket move, but
Mm-hmm.
Well,
for some reason it always messed with me. It always messed with me.
Women are more intuitive to things like that. I know my wife is. We can go someplace. Like we went to the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which is supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the U.S. And she had a creepy feeling the whole time there that we were there. And I'm a brick. I was like, nice old place. I've been wanting to go down there and stay. She's like, I'm not staying there.
Yeah, All Tower Media comments. It really sounds like they were trying to get your attention for some reason.
Right, and
maybe the baseball player was in the attic.
I'll never know. Yeah, we didn't have a ladder. Otherwise, we would have gotten it and put it up there and just crawled up and taken a look. But I told Saul, I said, what if we went and took a look and something looked back? Like then we'd fall off the ladder or something. And
like that scene in I think it's The Ring when they look up in the attic and they're shining around and they turn around and it's right there.
Exactly.
That's like the only time in that movie I jumped.
Right. But now I get it. Like, it took it happening to me to fully understand whenever I watch a horror movie. Like, I can't really yell at the person who's like frozen anymore. Like, run, you idiot, run. But
now, Sarah, you mentioned that you had a predilection, or you believed prior to all this. Did you have anything at any time? Anything happened before your stay there? Did anything happen to you prior to that?
Well, like I said, working in a nursing home, and I'd be...
I'm sorry, you did say
charting. No, it's fine. I'd be charting at the end of the day and just kind of logging, like, what the activities and everything that we did. And trash cans would move from side to side, and things would get moved that were in front of me, would be across the room a couple minutes later. And I really didn't think anything of it because I thought, there had been so much death there. And there's bound to be spirits.
Sorry, DA. Do you have any lasting or lingering effects? Because the house that I grew up in the city of Commerce here in Los Angeles, I now have where... Okay, I've told the story before, but it was a 4-year-old girl that was the spirit. She would leave. I would wake up in the morning, and I remember from even 3-4 years of age, it's as if I had been in the living room all night, and I left all my toys out. It looked like a little child had played there.
Right.
And I have not necessarily this phobia, but I have this fear because there were many times that I woke up and the front door to the house was wide open.
Right.
Like what children would do. They would swing the door open. And then this is where this little girl became mean. She would leave the wrought iron fence that was out in front, out by the sidewalk. She would leave that one open, and I would constantly have to close it. The door, not as much, but I have this thing now where I have to make sure the doors are locked.
Right.
Do you have any lingering effects or things that, because of that 1 year?
Oh, I have nightmares every now and then about what happened.
You do?
Yeah, I do sometimes, but I do constantly check the doors, like you were saying,
Also,
and
you do as well.
yeah, I do. I've always had a thing about locked doors, though, and I'm trying to think if there's any other effects. I certainly don't look at baseballs the same way.
Again, I'm so thankful I haven't been doing my stupid stuff.
No, there hasn't been much else really for the lasting like mental effect that it's had on me. But I'm just really grateful to be out of that house and to be finally in a normal home where nothing bizarre has happened here. I mean, not a single little thing.
That's good.
Did it really screw with your sleep pattern? I know you
Oh,
mentioned that you would take naps
small
during
naps
the day
during
and
the day.
stuff.
And a lot of times I would only take it when Saul was home. So that way, like, to make
The
sure.
added layer of comfort.
Right. And, he'd kind of check in on me just to make sure nothing weird was going on.
That's your home.
Yeah.
And were you ever afraid of going home?
I never wanted to. But the thing is, I was homebound because of a back injury I had, so I had no choice. The only time I got out of the house was when I went to physical therapy, or when I saw my parents, and have lunch with them or something. But like I was basically like in that house a lot. So
yeah, you really had no choice.
I had no choice. Yeah.
You're a captive audience.
Wow.
I think she just froze up.
Yep. Hopefully we'll... Yeah, good job, DA. You said captive audience, and look what happened. Hopefully she'll be joining us in just a moment.
Hi.
Oh, you locked up there for a second.
Oh.
I shouldn't have said captive audience.
It was no accident, Sarah. He really said you were a captive audience, and you froze.
Oh.
Like, that was inopportune.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. So... You're now going to be reliving this, and you're going to be telling the story. Mm-hmm. Are you looking at making this to be maybe a small novella type thing, or what do you see it as, this book? Do you see it as a short story?
I think this is going to be a short story, because it was only 1 year of my life, and it's pretty repeated with the shadow people and the aggression with my ankles being grabbed and, my hair being tugged on. That happened quite a bit. So I feel like I don't want to repeat myself too much in the book, but at the same time, I don't think it's enough to be a full novel or a full book. So I think it's going to be more of a short story on the Kindle storytellers.
Of all the things, I guess it was a shadow people, right?
Yeah, that to me was more terrifying than the baseball player in the corner of the room, because then at least I saw his face. I think it's scarier when you have a black hooded figure just hovering over you, and you don't see eyes or anything.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to detect any, like, maybe weight or like the presence of the shadow figure? Because look, oftentimes we can detect wind. We can feel the force of the wind. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, were you able to feel a presence other than just seeing them?
Yes.
Did you feel a weight?
Yes, I felt like that weight, a heavy weight, like on my chest. And it's kind of like,
oh man,
the room felt heavier. Does that make sense? Like
I have experienced that.
Yeah,
I've experienced that myself.
Right, and of course,
just everything felt oppressive.
Right, and of course, that cool spots in the house. There's only like in that one certain spot where it'd be like freezing cold.
Were there any smells that you noticed?
No, I don't remember any.
Sometimes you will smell things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Would you go back to the freezing spots? Like what? I know, obviously, freezing spots, but were they in? Was it in your bedroom? Was it in that washroom? Were there multiple places? What was the deal with that?
I feel like it was multiple places around the house, like it moved. And I felt like a lot of it was in the bedroom, and some in the living room, and then of course in the basement where the washer and dryer was. Like I I felt like it was always ice cold down there.
Richard Sullivan asks, did the baseball player have a number on his uniform?
You know, I'm sure he did, but I can't remember right now because it's been over 4 years. I'm sorry. I wish I had written it down more.
Oh no!
Don't
Don't
be
be
I
sorry.
was just curious.
Yeah,
I don't think I would have been fixating on the name or number on the uniform
yeah,
either.
I'm pretty sure that he did, and I just know that it was like a white uniform with like, I think it was gray or black stripes on the front. So
Wow.
yeah, that's but it happened. It felt like it was an eternity. Like I was looking at this person in the room with me for the longest time, and I couldn't say anything. I couldn't move. We just stared at each other. It was bizarre.
Now, I know you mentioned it was frightening to you, and there were times when you couldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
What was the? And if you already said this, I apologize.
Oh
But
no,
what
it's
was?
fine.
What was? Did you feel a malevolence? Did you feel? I mean, what did you get from it?
Just total fear. I was really
Bad
worried.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just and I was dealing with some pretty bad anxiety at the time centered around that. So I'd have multiple anxiety attacks coming on, and it would just be this overwhelming feeling of dread and like what's going to happen to me, because it's touched me. It's scratched me on my arms and legs. It's caused bruises to me. It's shook me, tugged my hair. It's done all these horrible things to me. What else is it going to do? So like every day that I would have that feeling of absolute fear and dread, that I would worry what is going to happen to me next.
And sorry, D, I keep
No
monopolizing.
problem.
Other than maybe telling Mama as you did, I believe you mentioned that. Did you tell anyone else? Did you think of maybe having, I don't know, someone coming in and maybe doing a cleansing, a spiritual blessing?
If we had stayed any longer, I definitely would have looked into it. I just, I was kind of feeling like I didn't want to share any of this because I never know how many people actually believe in this and versus how many that don't.
Yeah.
And I did tell a friend of mine, and they just, no matter what I told them, they're like, oh no, that didn't happen. Nah.
Yeah, I've dealt with people like that too.
Yeah, and it's like, if you lived it, if you were in my shoes, if you went through what I went through, then you wouldn't be just, brushing me off like, it's nothing.
Yeah, the first time you have an experience of your own, it's an eye opener. You you completely change the way you look at everything.
You do. And
and it's always right here too, in that look, I'm not a genius or anything, but I understand stuff and I get it. And the joke in movies, that's not right. It's not supposed to work that way. Right. But you've experienced it, and then you experience it many times. For those that know, and I've told the stories, I think I was a fortunate one in my family because my father, he was followed, and they definitely kept following him. My sisters, my brothers, they constantly saw something. So
well, I'm really glad I didn't get followed because I was worried about that too. I had read so many stories of it happening to people, and whatever it was, I feel like it was definitely in that house. And if anything, it felt like multiple spirits to me, not just one. It felt like multiple.
Oh, okay. Now, did you get a different vibe from the spirits?
Yeah, like.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. It's kind of hard to describe because, like the baseball player, like even though I was scared, I didn't feel like he was going to hurt me. Like I don't know, I can't explain why I felt like he wasn't going to hurt me, but like I got that feeling that he wasn't there to cause me harm.
Maybe he was trying to warn you.
Maybe. And then, a few nights later was the shadow people I started seeing.
I would
And-
definitely trust your gut on that. If you felt like they were
Right.
different spirits, I would definitely trust your gut on it.
And I immediately felt like it was going to hurt me. And after that, different ones gave off different vibes, I guess I would say, like, whether it was just there because it was trapped there, or that it was there to cause harm to me. And I felt like a lot of them were there to cause harm to me.
Now, the one that shook you,
hmm
what was the duration? Was it like, hey, wake up? Or
It was kind of like that. Yeah. It was kind of like that. But I was awake. So that's
right,
the thing. Yeah. I was laying in bed, just, I was just thinking about work, or, my physical therapy appointment the next day. And I just felt like a firm grip on my ankles, like a tight grip, and just shaking me aggressively. And that happened more than once too. Like the hair tugging really hard, like it was like yanking me.
Mm-hmm.
That happened multiple times, and my ankles being grabbed really tight and shaken from side to side.
Were there any
happened.
marks on your ankles, like you could see
Yeah.
where fingers? Really?
Yeah, scratches mostly. Yeah, but
That's
I would
terrifying.
I would wake up constantly with bruises or scratches, and I just
what did your fiance say?
Oh, he, of course, believe me, he believes in the spiritual world, and so he said, as soon as we can get out of this house, we're getting out of this house.
Yeah.
And of course, he told me, next time you see something, wake me up. But the thing is, I would freeze when I'd see it, so I couldn't. He would sleep, inches from me,
Mhm.
and I couldn't even reach over and just grab him. I was just so scared. I felt like my heart just like sunk, and that fear and anxiety build up. I just couldn't move. Yeah, but
That's terrifying.
he was just trying to be as comforting as possible. And of course, I would take my naps when he was home, and he would get things done. So he was being as supportive as he could. And we just basically felt like we were trapped in this situation because we were so low income, and we couldn't afford to break our lease or to move anywhere else. It's just the situation we were in. So we felt like we pretty much just had to deal with it until it was done. It's just rent in Oregon's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, and right now everyone gets that.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad right now. But so he really didn't have anything happen to him.
He actually said that he wanted something to happen to him. Like he goes, I want to see it. I want something to happen. I want whatever it is to just leave you alone and just, bother me. Like just, bother me. I want to see.
He didn't seem to react to the basket moving.
No, he didn't. he just kind of says, oh yeah, I see that. So, but the weird things, he saw when the movie that we were talking about watching, moved from being on the shelf to across the room. He saw the pot in the kitchen when I was cooking be aggressively moved off the shelf.
I've heard things moved in on the kitchen of the house we live in now. I've heard it, middle of the night, something move, and I'll go in there, nobody's up, and nothing's moved.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that a few times.
That's strange.
But I don't feel anything threatening in our house. It just once in a while something will happen.
Mm-hmm. It's the threatening ones, obviously, that make life really difficult to even want to be in your own home.
Yeah, there are several comments in the chat room about it. Definitely sounds like there were several entities. Again, when I was growing up, I almost never had anything happen. My older sister Adma and I, we one time were staring out of her bedroom, and we knew something was out there, and we could see the eyes, and it was interesting how it was dark, but it was also light enough for us, the eyes, that we could see them. And to look, our property was 200 by 50, so it wasn't exactly a small one, but it was fairly large. When it would rain, it had a lousy drainage system. I grew up in Dagobah, in my own backyard because there would be high ground and swampy stuff, and there was fenced, and there was a hedge on the west side of the property, and there was a brick fence along the other two sides. So when we're looking into the yard, I don't see anything beyond it. It's a brick fence, and yet we saw it, and that was the most I ever saw. But my sisters, my brother, my mother, and my dad, they constantly had something.
Right.
And then when we moved to another house in Montebello, that's where I finally saw something. And as I bored the audience with my story, it was someone that walked by.
Oh, wow.
But my brother and I saw. My brother came to visit me late at night. I'm just going to very quick on this one. And, movement, right?
Right.
We're watching Aliens of all movies, okay? And it's the scary part where the aliens are attacking the Marines and everything. It's just
Game over, man. Sorry.
I look over to my right and someone walked by and I was like, okay, whatever. And then my brother is looking out too. And then my brother, who's 8 years older, motions to me, go find out. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So there's a small foyer right there. Looked in the room. It was dark. The restroom was closed. I knocked on it, opened the door, nothing. I went around the corner, and my grandmother was snoring. And I walked back in. I said, dude, what did you see? And we both described a similar individual. It was crazy. An older, thin man. He was wearing what we would call a guayabera, which is a Spanish shirt, a dress shirt that, has the buttons going down and it goes below the belt. It's a Sunday dress shirt. And we were able to describe that. We both saw it. And the gentleman, well, I'm assuming gentleman who walked by was in his late 50s. We were able to tell that. But we couldn't see his face because he walked by us. Wow. I've had one or two things, but that's the closest I've ever had. My family, Alma, my sister, walked into that same room, and she saw this dark figure as friend type with its arm around my sister, my older sister, the mean, evil one. And my sister, she ran. And then my grandmother, being the spiritual, God-fearing woman that she was, she'd go in there, she'd bless the room, and kind of would end it for a while. But and I'm not trying to be dismissive of it, but there is a little bit of humor in, that it happened. There was no harm, but these are visions that look dark and frightening.
Yeah, it is. It's very frightening.
Nothing ever happened other than in that same house in Montebello, when we had moved in, my mother was trying to put up some curtains in one of the rooms, and she said, Mom, in Spanish, come help me. And the hands, while my grandmother helped her up.
Wow.
Helped her up. And then when she turned around, she wasn't there. That is crazy. I'm like,
wow.
Yes. But ours were not nowhere near yours, Sarah. I mean, yours are frightening.
Yeah, it was very frightening to experience that.
I had a thought. It's just a little off subject.
Sure.
I know you said you were going to do the Kindle storyteller, but if you're wanting to actually make that into a full-length book, you could collect stories from people that have had similar experiences, and I could help you turn that into an anthology. It's pretty easy.
Oh, okay.
I actually work with J. Ellington Ashton Press, and we do anthologies all the time. I could easily help you do that. I'd be happy to do it.
That sounds good. Yeah, I just need to talk to other people who've, experienced the paranormal things that, I don't know too many. My mom, she works at Kennedy Plumbing, and they have a ghost that haunts the place that the plumbers have seen, floating around. And her lotion bottle, I guess the old woman that died there, she, I guess, wanted my mom's lotion. And so she was rocking it back and forth and trying to pull it. My mom goes, you can have it. So instead of like being in fear, she just said, just take it. Go ahead, it's yours.
So there's another story. I mean,
Yeah,
you could tell the story of how other people had seen it. He can easily collect paranormal stories.
Right. I bet a lot of the plumbers have some stories, and like they would see the woman, the spirit of the woman that died there, like floating around, and they just went about their day.
And some people, it just becomes commonplace. They don't even pay attention to it anymore.
Right. I know. My dad kept trying to ask me to record stuff at our old house. And it's like, well, when these things happened, we never had our phones out. And, when we did have our phone out and Saul would say something like, okay, go ahead, do that again, like kind of taunting it a little bit to see if it would do something. And it didn't. It's like, of course.
I've got an old school digital recorder, and I want to take it to some of the places that are creepy in my area and just set it to record and walk away, see what I can pick up. I imagine I could probably gather some pretty good EVPs because there are some creepy places in the Ozarks. Yeah,
in Oregon too. There's a lot of haunted spots here to check out. In fact, there's many books that my mom lent me that people in Oregon have published, and I think one of them is called Haunted Oregon. Mm-hmm. And it tells you where to go to see a lot of these paranormal things and the backstory behind a lot of it.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to look into doing that soon because now that we no longer live in a haunted house,
little more willing to go look at it somewhere else.
More willing to go look at it elsewhere.
It just jumped in my mind. How far away are you? Did you go to the other side of town?
It's probably, I'd say 15 minutes from where we used to live.
Okay, that's a good distance. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and somebody else lives there, so I
Go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't know if they're experiencing anything or what, but I would be quite curious.
Well, make sure you're using precautions.
Right.
If you go to a place like that, you don't want anything to follow you home. And
that's what I worry about.
I've advised people, especially people when they go out there, I want to go see if we can find, demonic haunting or something like that. I'm like, yeah, you want to be careful that doesn't attach itself to you and follow you home. There are a number of ways you can do that. You can pass yourself through sage smoke, and if you could just Google it, you can find dozens of easy ways to do that. But one of the best ways I found is cross moving water.
Okay.
Spirits will not follow you across moving water.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Something about the properties of moving water. So if you go wherever you're going and then cross a bridge with a river, it should stop on that side of the river.
That's really good to know.
I didn't know that one.
All Tower Media says, when our paranormal story reading channel is up and going, we'd love to read a few of your stories.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
Well, as a matter of fact, DA, I know you mentioned to me, Sarah does not know this, but All Tower Media, they're another Facebook channel. They're associated with us. This is technically an NDB Media channel, but it's just anyone who wants to be on with us is more than welcome. But All Tower Media, who does their own program, DA, do you want to go ahead and announce it? Yes, I'm throwing it at you, pal.
Okay. What we decided we're going to do is we are going to purchase one of your cookbooks on Kindle.
Yes.
And give it away during the show.
Oh, nice. Thank you for doing that. That's really wonderful.
Whoever's interested, chime in. And we've got quite a few people in the audience. And we'll draw a name and we'll let Sarah pick, and we'll send you a Kindle copy of one of her cookbooks.
Here's the thing. I want to go in and add a few more names. Do we do the likes again like we did last time? Okay. I also want to welcome Jeffrey Davis, Aurelio Rico Lopez III, Tyler Marshall, Robert Miller, Willie Johnson, and Sergio Lomelli. They've all given us likes. And Sarah, you can tell it's predominantly a male audience.
Yes.
But yes. We do. Oh, that's funny. Josh in the chat room says, "Give it to Dream." That would be Thomas Whitney, one of our.
He's a chef.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. No
Yeah,
kidding.
I sent him a message hoping he would drop by because he runs a restaurant in Hammond, Louisiana called Faux Grace. Faux Grace. It's
Yeah,
Vietnamese cuisine.
as a matter of fact, the reason why Dream is not here is I believe he's begun his journey out here to the West Coast.
Oh,
Because he's going to be here for about 2 weeks, and we're going to have an event, boys event again. Go figure. We haven't grown up yet. On May 24th, we're going to have quite a few of the hosts and guests here in Southern California, so it's kind of cool. We're looking forward to it. But anyway, again, enough about us. All Tower Media says, obviously, take the All Tower Media boys off the list. Well, we'll see. But we do have several people that have given us likes. If anyone else is listening at this point, we would appreciate you giving us a like now, and we would love to give one away. We're going to go over to Amazon right now.
Okay.
And this is kind of cool. You have 3 children. Your 3 books.
My 3 books, yeah.
Dumb question. Which one is your? There it is. Exactly.
Yes, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Well,
yeah, what a shock, right?
I think the one I'm going to get's the Mexican American Cantina. I really want to check the recipes there.
I love Mexican food. So I am torn between Asian fusion and Mexican American Cantina, but because Mexican American Cantina is my newest, I think that's the one to go with.
Fair enough. All right. Well, how do we do this? How are we going to give it away? Because this is cool. All Tower Media is sponsoring one of the books, and we'll see. Anyone in the chat room? Okay, well, that was good.
Well,
remember, there's a 30-second delay.
30-second delay.
I forgot about that. It's a little embarrassing at times, and it is really funny because we've done this for such a long time now, Sarah, that we'll be having a great time, and we might make fun of someone in the chat room, and it takes 30 seconds for it to reach them, and we love seeing the reaction. It's really fun. So we're almost being mean, and there it is. There's the first one.
Right.
Robert Miller, who is from Southern California, and happens to be in the Republic of Texas right now.
Yeah, he's flying back. He's flying back tomorrow.
Yes.
I have family in Texas. I haven't been there yet, but I have some family over there in Texas that.
Yeah, he went over for a few days, and I guess he is coming back. I think he went to the Houston area. Was it, DA?
I think it was.
Yeah.
When I was talking to him on the phone, he was in East Texas, near the Big Thicket area.
Oh, and as a matter of fact, he had a short story that he was.
We've got to get him on the show. He went.
Was stalked.
He went into some of the deep trails into the Sam Houston forest, and something paced him in the woods.
Wow.
He's an ex-Marine. He knows his stuff in the woods. He said it wasn't anything he could identify.
Wow, that's really crazy.
You live up in the Pacific Northwest. Do you have any cryptid related stories, like Bigfoot stories?
Oh, I don't. But there's certainly a lot of videos out there about it, and pictures all over social media. Bigfoot believers. So
I'm a huge cryptid fan.
Right. Yeah. I haven't really been out that way to kind of walk the trails or anything.
That's funny. Hopefully female stalking me. Mr. Miller, that would be the best, but you couldn't identify who it was. So, yeah. Well, here we go. DA suggested.
You like this gray beard.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you got me on that one. But okay, look. What we'll do is we will spin the name, and I have the list of individuals so far. We're up to 13 likes. It's really funny. We actually we usually get quite a few more. We're only an hour in.
Yeah.
At which point Sarah's like, "What do you mean only an
hour?"
hour?"
Oh, I know. I was like, "What do you mean an hour in?"
Yeah. What do you mean?
I may need a break from you guys.
Sarah, unfortunately, we can go and go.
I think our longest show was 6 hours. So if at any point you want to sign out, just let us know, because we'll start talking about other things and go off on tangents and
sure.
Yeah, and you know what? That is our fault. We were just so happy to have you show up that we forgot when we were speaking to you early on to either give us, that code word
Oh,
and
okay.
or just
Yeah.
say. I've joked with
Well, you
other
could send it in
guests.
the private chat, like, "Hey, I got to get away from you,
Yeah,
morons."
I'm done. Well, no, she told us right now, so it's good. So look, we're gonna give a book away.
Okay.
I think we're gonna. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, do I choose the book? I mean, it's kind of obvious.
How about
But
let the winner choose the book?
all right,
They'll
fair
tell
enough.
us which book they want, and
Yeah.
we'll make the arrangements to get it to them at once we get off the air.
Okay, so what do we do? Do we spin the name? Do we choose the numbers last time? Like, I will assign everyone a number, and then
Let Sarah
Sarah
pick.
can choose the number. Yes.
Hmm?
Okay, so hold on one moment. I've got to come up with an arbitrary system. And forgive me, I have all the guest names that have given us likes. So let me give them. It's going to be 1 through 13.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you get to pick between one of the three of these books.
yeah, so bear with me a moment, and I'm just being arbitrary, people. So don't get on my case. And almost have it.
Sarah, you said you did those covers yourself.
I did.
I like those. Those are really good
did
covers.
that. Thank you. I'm
Very
really into
eye-catching.
watercolor and acrylic.
I'll probably leave that up so they can look
Sure.
at it.
That's fine.
Oh, you know what? I've got to remove the All Tower Media one. So I've already chosen numbers for everyone. So from 1 to 13, I ask you to choose a number except for number 3,
Okay.
which is All Tower Media. Sorry.
Okay.
So, folks, any other likes? Anything else? Otherwise, anything but 3 from 1 to 13.
Okay.
That was lame.
All right. I'm gonna go with 7.
Oh, come on! Sergio Lomeli wins again. That is so funny. It's going to be almost at its fixed. Sarah, you don't know what I'm talking about. He's a good friend, cousin, and he's in Northern California. And he won the first night.
Oh my gosh.
So this is like our 3rd or 4th giveaway, and he wins again. So Sergio Lomeli, please, if you're still in the chat room, let us know. And yeah, we'll let him choose the winner. And this. Oh wait. Oh yeah, there it is. Josh Jones says Sergio, lucky guy. This is crazy. Like I say, forgive me, folks. I'm going to share the screen. I just gave everyone an arbitrary number. They're right here on the right. So there is Sergio Lomeli, number 7. I'm sorry, kids. So that's the way I did it. And just so everyone knows, Josh was 5, Roger Peacock 11, All Tower Media 3, Adam Shepard 8, Josh Jones 9, Megan Shepard was 1, Richard Sullivan 10, Jeffrey Davis 12, Aurelio Rico Lopez 13, Tyler Marshall 2, Robert Miller, and then Willie Johnson and Sergio Lomeli. So I do apologize.
Well, I can find all 3 of my books on Kindle. I have them. I think they're about $2.99, $3.99 each, somewhere around there. So I like to keep it quite affordable for people if they're interested. I know the paperbacks are a bit more, but I prefer to have a paperback book.
Me too. I've always preferred to have a physical copy of a book in my hand.
Because you never know. Your iPad could die, something could happen, and I've always liked the feel of a real book.
Well, then I always keep my recipe books on hand when I'm cooking, and I don't want anything electronic where I've got liquids.
Exactly. It's very smart.
So this is going to be cool. So All Tower Media was sponsoring it. We're going to get one of those books out. So,
Awesome.
Sarah, how are you listed on Amazon? Is it Sarah Gilbert?
Yes.
Sarah Jean Gilbert is what her author page is. I'm following your author page now.
Okay.
Stalking you. My author page is on there as well. It's just under D.A. Roberts.
Okay, I'm going to find it right now because the other
other one is my Facebook, Sarah Jean Gilbert. So it's facebook.com/Sarah Jean Gilbert.
I was going to say the other Sarah Gilbert, the actress.
Oh, the actress. Yeah, I know. Most of my jobs, when I would get interviewed, they're like, "Oh, Sarah Gilbert, like the actress from Roseanne." And I'm like, "Yeah."
I bet you that got old after a
I
while.
posted her author page from Amazon in the chat.
Great.
Oh, okay. That'll be good. Now, before anything else, Sarah, humbly, we appreciate what you shared with us, but it's about your material as well. And we appreciate the time that you've given us today. You've given
course.
probably more than you were expecting. But we would love to help you out and sponsor you because we would love if your next books are coming out. We would love to book you in advance. So
Yeah.
let us know. We would love to talk about it. I think we'll be a bit more prepared. You guys all know it's tax season. I hate the world.
Yeah, I understand.
And, but DA was very prepared. I was. Let's go. But no, don't get me wrong. I have been looking forward to this. We did a promo on Sunday night, Sarah, talking about you being on Tuesday night.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah, it was cool. We did it on our network on Sunday night. We were gonna do 2 to 3 minutes, but DE and I don't think we can get a sentence out in 3 minutes.
We tend to talk a lot. Our promo ran 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's great.
I think you're exaggerating, DA. It was only 19 minutes, 47 seconds.
So when we prep for a show, I get, Facebook page, I get social media links. I have it all in a document so I can just copy from the document into the chat as I need to. And I'll pull pictures when I can find them and links to YouTube videos and stuff. And Roger's more the Leroy Jenkins of the group.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. I fully admit that I usually spend an hour to 2 hours. It wasn't even close. I'm not going to insult you, Sarah. I was looking forward to this, but yes, I was relying on DA for this one. I did not spend my usual 2 hours prepping. I was unable to.
It's okay. I understand. Hopefully if you guys have me back on again and, you won't have to work so hard.
But you are welcome anytime.
Thank you. I mean, so nice talking to you guys. Thanks for giving away one of my books.
Absolutely. My
pleasure. We will let you know which one it was so you can measure and say, okay, there was a purchase.
Right. So it usually shows up within a few days.
Oh, yeah.
We like to support our authors when they come on. So I'll be purchasing at least one of your cookbooks myself.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know what you make. I always ask people, to follow me on Instagram. And my name is author Sarah J. If you look me up. Or on my Facebook under Sarah Jean Gilbert, because then people that buy my books, I always encourage them to please leave me comments or suggestions or ask me, will you make a recipe for this? I very much welcome any comments, suggestions, or letting me know what they've cooked from my books. I'm always curious.
Instagram is how you and I connected. You commented on one of my creepy posts, and
I like a lot of your posts. They just, especially the humorous ones, they just, oh, wow.
I like posting goofy stuff. Yeah, I noticed on my author page when all I posted was just stuff about the books, I would get, my daily traffic would be 20, 30 people. And when I started posting a lot of humorous stuff interspersed with, advertisements for the books, my traffic went to 27,000.
Wow, that's great.
And most of them are looking at the jokes and not the books. So, but that's fine. It's traffic and it gets attention.
Occasionally I get some fan mail or from people that say, "Hey, I tried this. Would you consider making, putting this in your next book or putting that in your next book?" So, please, everybody who's listening and loves cooking, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to include in a future cookbook.
There's my traffic for the month of May so far, and that's just posting humorous stuff.
Yeah, you're bragging.
No, I'm talking that I'm telling her what works for me.
Kidding,
right.
And I'm sorry, you want me to share that again?
What's that?
Do you want me to bring that back up? I thought.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. As an author, I'm happy to share what's worked for me with anybody. And I believe that, and I've said this many times with Roger, I believe that when the tide comes in, all boats should rise. Everybody should prosper. And anything I've learned, I'm more than happy to share with anybody on marketing techniques. And I'm no means, Amazon bestseller or anything like that. But I have had some decent success, and I'm building an audience, and I'm more than happy to share that.
Oh yes, please do message me about any of that, because I'm totally new to marketing. So anything you want to share with me.
Well,
buying ads is kind of hit or miss depending on which platform you use. And competing with the ads on Amazon directly is expensive because some of the big dogs can afford to throw a lot of money at it. So I don't even use Amazon ads. But yeah, I'll be more than happy to talk with you offline and tell you some of the things that worked for me and help you promote. And also, anytime you do a promotion on your book, go to my author page and share it there. 100%, on board with you sharing it directly to my page. So share it there, and get my audience noticing, and I'll share your author page on my author page, and hopefully we can cross promote that way.
Yes, that sounds great. And I'll do the same for your books or any of that.
As a matter of fact, I just purchased Asian Fusion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is $2.99 on Kindle. And I also chose the Mexican one, which is $3.99 on Kindle. So I purchased those two.
Oh,
and,
fantastic.
We're good. So who knows? Maybe I'll see if I can get my daughter or my assistant. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe I'll get my assistant to try to cook something one of these days.
They're not too hard, so they won't have any excuses.
It's variety, Sarah. And I was already taking a look at the books. They look good. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm really grateful that you have spent the evening with us, because you did. You gave up quite a bit of time to be on with us. You're almost 2 hours now with us.
Yeah.
So it was very kind of you. Anything that we can do to help you out as well, let us know about what's going on. But when you want to talk about any of your material, let us know. It's not even an open door. It's just say you want in. That's it. Actually, you don't even have to ask. Just show up. Yeah, all kidding aside, we do. Okay. If you're in the chat room, we give an invite out there. You want to talk about something, and
absolutely.
How many DA? We had 9 at one time, right?
Yeah, the most we've had on the screen at the same time is 9 people.
That's great.
We did it. Probably not again, but we'll see.
Well,
thank you guys so much.
Friday is going to be that way with the zombie authors. It's going to be a bunch. In fact, there's so many, I'm going to have to rotate some in and out.
Yeah,
because you are Zombie Author of the Month, DA.
Yeah, I was voted for the first book of my Ragnarok saga. I was voted Zombie Author of the Month with the Zombie Book of the Month Club, and so to promote that, I was going to do a zombie themed show, and I mentioned it in the Zombie Book of the Month Club and in the Zombie Army Facebook groups, which are both pretty good sized groups. And I'm like, any authors want on board? And it's like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I'll have to keep up with when you do these podcasts and kind of like cut in and maybe say hello or something. Tell you if there's anything new.
We generally have the Nightmare Hunter every Monday, and sometimes we do a second one on Tuesday. And then I have my regular show on Saturday.
Okay.
It's like Robert Miller is going to be picking up your books.
Oh, thanks, Robert. I hope you enjoy them.
I'm expecting to. I'm looking for the variety, so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, I have my guinea pigs to take care of.
All right. Yes. Well, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks,
have
Sarah.
a great night. Bye.
Be safe. We'll see you. All right. I should have said, may the force be with you, but I don't have it in me. I definitely don't. I always have to flash it.
Once again, folks, her website is still on the screen. Those are her books. Go to Amazon. Check those out. I put her Amazon author page in the chat room along with her Instagram. So check out her books. Pick a couple of them up and make some recipes. I know everybody likes food.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. As I mentioned, the Asian one the Asian fusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that, man. It's gonna be cool. Let's see. Am I actually able to look at it on my computer right now? Oh no, I think that's because I sent it to my Kindle first and foremost.
Well, I don't have a Kindle, but I do have a Kindle app on my computer.
Oh, same thing here. I should be able to take a look at it as well. We shall see. But anyway, all right, DA. What's going on in the world of the DA verse? The duh verse.
The Doveverse.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah. Josh says he's going to get them too, and Robert says I eat sometimes. I'm just working. I'm just working on the Nightmare Hunter, and also kind of when I decide to take a break, I'll throw the Wastelands of Ragnarok up and throw a little bit on that.
Oh, that's cool. It looks good.
I think it was your assistant. We can see her over in the corner. I think that's what Josh meant.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, everyone's asking about Claudia. They've seen. Oh, stop it! She says I don't have my face on and all this stuff and whatever. Shadow person behind Roger. Okay, there are times that she's probably frightened me, but no. Am I live? Yes, we're live.
This is not gonna happen.
Oh, I'm gonna snitch. I have no filter. I think she's waving. Were you guys able to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what? She's actually doing some work for me right now, and I'm eternally grateful. I am behind billing people, and we're playing catch up before the season ends. God, how much has gone out on billings today alone? Probably about $2,000. Jeez.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I'm right here doing this thing, and then I see an email. Ding! Like, oh, thank God that invoice finally went out. There was one. There was an expensive one. It was about $670, but it was
nice.
Multiple jobs and stuff. But yeah, that one I've been waiting for that one to get invoiced. So when she invoiced that's when I got distracted. I was like, oh, thank God it went out. So we'll see. Shadow person behind Roger. No, East my assistant. The benevolent dictator taking care of his employees. I don't think they would say that. Both for legal reasons and for just kidding. They're contract employees.
That's funny.
Yeah, no response whatsoever. Nothing. She's busy working away right now. I'm eternally grateful, so it's all good. But all right,
we need to get you one of these hats because I've got to get a black and white. I want to do the logo for Nightmare Hunter, and I want it on the book.
Was that an order, folks, or what?
No, that's a request.
No, I have to go. Oh, there she is.
Otherwise,
now.
We're just going to have to fake it.
No, she's real.
No, we'll have to fake the logo.
Oh, fake the logo. Sorry. I
want to do one with...
lost there for a moment.
I want to do the logo with you in profile, like the old Alfred Hitchcock logo, but have the hat on.
Oh, I can do that right
now. But have either the hat.
Hey, I've lost 9 pounds, TA.
That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Oh, it's called stress, baby.
Either have the hat kicked back a little bit or just sitting on your head and have you sitting at a keyboard like you're typing. And I want to get that in profile and do that in black and white, just as like a silhouette, and have that in a round logo for the Nightmare Hunter.
I caught part of it, and I'm sorry. You wanted
you're fine.
That silhouette. No, it's because she was telling me it's time for her to go, and she was saying game time and stuff. Oh, tomorrow! Remember, tomorrow, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take my last day off tomorrow. I will not be available. We're going to go watch the Laker game at a restaurant, and I'm taking the staff with me. So Claudia will be going, Jima will be going, myself, and the big dog. And who knows, maybe we'll do some quick little thing just to at the restaurant. So we're the Lakers will be getting their championship rings or something, or I don't know. Or no, a flag will be going up. I don't know. Oh, he wants to know how many words are in your uncanny valley, DA.
It's target what I'm shooting for or where it's at currently.
I think it's where you're at currently.
Currently, it's a little over 10,000 words.
Wow.
I'm going to
try to fifth of the way through then, right?
I'm going to try to add a couple thousand tonight after we get off the air. But target for that's probably going to be between 75 and 80. May come in closer to the 70 mark, but we'll say 70 to 80,000 words.
Oh, so not even close. It's even. Wow.
Got a seventh the way done.
Yeah.
But I can get on a roll and do 10,000 words in a night if I'm really on a roll. I've had plenty of 10,000 word nights. When the muse is flowing, the numbers climb. And doing 2,500 words at a setting really isn't that difficult.
Really? Yeah. Now, what's a setting or a sitting? Like what, 4 or 5 hours?
4 or 5 hours, yeah. As long as I don't get distracted by YouTube, which has happened.
Or me.
Yeah, no, we do the shows, but I like today, I got up at a relatively early hour for me.
What was that, 1 p.m.?
No, I got up at 11 this morning.
There was a 1 in there.
Mm-hmm. I went in and talked to the wife, and then the neighbor frantically beat on the door because a guy who was mostly undressed ran through her yard and into my backyard, and I went out looking for him. Looked like a tweaker. There's an abandoned house directly behind my house on the other side of the property line. I think they may be squatting there. So I let a couple of officers know that I know to check it out. Well, what's Josh say? Okay, me throwing tidbits out. So I had a little bit of excitement, but then, after we ate some lunch, I went in and sat down and worked on the book a little bit. And I'm also working on the Wastelands of Ragnarok at the same time. So that's the secondary priority project because I don't really want to get Wastelands done too quickly. My priority to get done is Nightmare Hunter, but if Wastelands of Ragnarok is done, before the end of the year, maybe I'll just go ahead and release that and worry about something for the coming convention at that time because I could do a lot of stuff. I can do a lot of damage between here and there. Manuscripts are going fairly well right now, thank goodness. They say Odin is was not only the god of battle but the god of the muse. So hopefully Odin's keeping his one eye on me and keeping me going.
Yeah. Going back to SARA.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Hey,
that was some frightening stuff that she was talking about.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I have not had anything close to that.
We might be having Josh Jones join us in the studio. He just sent me a message. Says, looks like I can jump on for a few. So I sent him a link.
Come on up.
Oh, he's got access. I don't want to send him a link for. I'm an idiot.
He's okay. One day you'll figure it out.
Yeah, maybe. Yep, camera's acting up. At least it didn't do it while she was here. Well, it was kind of flaming in and out, but I think my camera is dying. I'm going to have to order a new camera. I'm at the point in Wastelands. Not Wastelands. I'm at the point in the Nightmare Hunter where always in my books it starts out with something that sets the action up, and then the characters get involved, and then the first main action begins. And I'm at the point where the first big main action's about to start. So things are about to kick loose, and generally once I hit the action sequences, it kind of runs itself. Hey, Josh.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Bubba?
Just chilling.
Chilling like a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Didn't show forth very well. Sorry. Now, DA taught me a trick here, and I'm going to see if I can make it. Oh, there it is.
It took you long enough.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, man.
Soon as DA did it, before he even said anything, I knew exactly what he did. That's why when things were moving around and he wasn't doing it, it was me messing with you.
The thing was I think I logged out to go to the bathroom or something. And when I came back, I was in a different spot, and I thought I said, well, son of a gun. I just clicked on it and dragged it just to see if it would do it. And I was like, oh, hey, it worked.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
he had me flying all over the place. But folks, I just did something. I know Josh didn't hear it because he's in his truck right now. But I said it with a smile. You may have heard it, but I did say it. Son of... You know, I didn't want to repeat it right now because there was too much activity. But I said something right now. That's how you know when I'm really irate. When I got to smile and you can hear me say something. See, I just thought it was funny.
I just thought I'd hop on. You don't got to be mad because I wanted to join you.
Josh, I always want you to be here with us.
I don't know if I should take that as a good thing or a threat.
Dude, cut it out. Actually, I was telling someone earlier. I think I've told DA and it's obvious, but I've told a few other people that the minute you're on, dude, it's like there's a little bit of a connection. I can mess around throwing the stuff, doing the high fives. Dude, it's funny. I never had to tell you that. And you reacted right away. The first time it was obvious. What?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's just how I am. And it's kind of funny you say that because I knew you were going to do something because I was going to do something anyway if you weren't. I could tell.
Oh.
I could tell. I think it kind of irritated maybe Nick a little bit when we were fucking around because he was like, ugh.
Yeah, looking back, yeah, I think so.
That's what we do, though.
Yeah, because especially when you and I are on opposite sides, then I'll just like, I pretend to look around and I'll do the stupid wave stuff. And then you'll answer me back. And then when we're right next to each other, we do the high five. And I remember that one of the first times we did, we both missed, didn't we? Oh my God, that was so funny. It's like we both jumped up to high five each other. We both missed. That was hilarious. Had we tried to set that up, it wouldn't have worked. It looked so funny when we did that. And it was so spontaneous. It's fun. It's fun.
I feel like we would be the two guys, like if this was like actually in a studio or like at a conference table, we would be the ones asked to leave.
Oh, like you haven't been asked to leave? I've been doing it all the time.
All the time.
I remember when we were in negotiations and I was on the far side of the table and there was one of the ladies. There was 48 of us. Clerical and bass is huge. So what I would do is if you wanted to communicate with someone, you had to write a note, pass it down. Oh, my God. So I wrote a note to one woman that was like, hey, wake up. Just because I can and because I was stupid. And everyone took it serious. They're like, oh, Veronica Johnson? Oh, okay. And they would pass it down and it would get to her and she, people on this side are like, oh, what? A message is coming over. And she'd open it up. She'd write back in straight face and get back to me. And it was like, you dumbass. I don't know what it was, but I'm that guy. Yes. I guess I try to keep people loose, which, of course, DA is like, yeah, dude, it doesn't work. Sorry.
DA, speaking of that image there, I don't know if I told you, I ran that idea past Adam. I think I did tell you. Yeah, he's going to try working on that.
Well, the image we've got there is a generic royalty-free image I found on a website. Yeah. So I would rather build our own, if that makes sense.
No, I told him to use that as kind of like a
frame of reference.
Like a frame of reference for the desk in front of the board or something, just to...
And if we can get Roger to turn completely sideways without the headphones on, I want to screen cap that and see if we can do that logo. I want to do a round logo with the silhouette of Roger with the hat on. He's typing at a computer, leaned over by a computer, maybe showing the screen at the edge. Nicely done, Raj.
Yeah, that would be easy enough to do. It'd be easier if there was a solid background, but Adam and I, either one of us can pull him out of any background.
Okay. Roger, do you have a green screen?
That's a personal question.
Not a G-string, a green screen.
Oh, sorry. I get old. I misunderstood.
He's got both. And they're both the same color.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably a green G-string.
Yeah, so we can chroma key it out.
No, you don't want to do that. You do not want to chroma key that
We'll just put Chewbacca's head in place of it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay. Actually, all kidding aside, I do have a green screen, which I purchased. I don't know how much I spent for the damn green screen.
Mhm.
I
They're
told DA had to
expensive.
set it. Yeah, and like an idiot, I bought it, and I used it once, and it's somewhere on the other side.
Well,
Actually, it is on the other side where I have another desk, and it was more conducive. But I'm like, wait a minute, that's the assistant's desk. I'm in the command chair.
well, we want that chair because that's Roger's chair.
Well, as a matter of fact, Josh, I've been dreaming. I've been acting it out. I've been coming up with stuff, and I think my phrase is "go." That in
Okay.
the real world, that's been mine. Where I'll turn to someone,
Hit it.
kind of like hit it, but mine is where I've done "go." You know,
That could work. That could work. I don't know. When you said rock and roll, I pictured that. I'm like, I could see a captain just kind of lean back and be like, rock and roll.
yeah.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
For those of you that saw Below Decks, it was funny at the very end of the episode. I'm not going to say who it was, but when you see it, you'll understand where he says, "Let's go to warp in a factor of 5, 6, 7, 8." That was actually kind of funny. I'm not going to tell you who it was who did it, but it was actually really cool. And the person was like, "Oh, the jazz." It was really good. But it depends because I've had moments of command, and I will do a lot of this. You know, think of Colonel Bernard Gould Shaw, and then when the 54th soldiers are making fun of him. I thought that was, for those of you that have not seen the movie Glory,
Good
that's
movie.
what I'm referring to. Yes.
It's been a hot
I've been
minute.
I've been thinking a lot about my character as well, being that my character is Andorian. I was thinking, he grew up a native Andorian speaker. Federation Standard or English, quote unquote, would be a second language to him. So he may not grasp all the idioms, and he probably doesn't use contractions well, or at all.
Right.
I cannot wait to tell him, "I'm sorry, are we blue?"
Singing the Andorian blues.
And then him being literal, being like, I am blue though. Never mind.
Only.
Blue is
Well,
a primary color.
well,
Pink
my-
is not.
Oh, very good. See, my answer would have been, "If only." I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I began thinking about it. I'm trying to get mannerisms and stuff down, but I'm just going to be me. And
I figured it'd be a version of Roger.
oh yeah, I mean, look, I'm in the command chair now. I mean,
And you already got the one arm lean, kind of
Oh,
contemplative, look in your eye. Now you just, you need people to boss around. Oh wait, they're already there.
Well, one thing I noted about
Why do you think everyone wears badges here at Jedi.tax? I'm not kidding. Everyone wears badges here because I run this station and they have ranks here. Everyone in Jedi.tax has to wear a badge because
It's Deep Space 1080.
Very good. It's Deep Space 1040 EZE.
1040. I don't know why I said
Yes.
1080.
You're good. I knew what you meant. It's Deep Space
1099.
1040.
1099.
Oh, that's right. That's pretty good.
Station 1099, where nothing's
That's funny.
easy.
I've thought about it, and I know Josh, you gave me a tiny bit of background already, and I was trying to get a wrangle of it. I am about her age now,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of cool as to when Voyager premiered and stuff. So,
Well, for people who may not know what we're casually talking about, is I'm going to run a Star Trek Adventures tabletop RPG game, including the Nightmare Hunter as Captain Santiago, First Officer Commander Indelev. I forgot the name. Indelev. And then Adam will be playing the Chief engineer.
Oh, I already gave him instructions. Oh my god, I did. Knowing that Adam is the engineer, okay, Josh?
Yeah.
Would you share with what I kind of was talking to you about the other day about your role on the ship in engineering? DA. Yeah,
Oh, I was doing something.
I know, I apologize. Josh, I mentioned to DA, I said, being that this is a brand new ship and being that you have a history, I'm going to make you responsible. Obviously, he's X. He is my X, and I don't mean Yeah, he's the executive officer. He's X. And do you know where I get that one from? I actually get that one from The Great Escape. Remember, X was the one that ran the operation.
Yeah.
So, Richard Sullivan says he's the red shirt.
So is his theme song X going to give it to you? Every time he walks on screen, DMX
officer. That's funny. No,
and,
it's just he's
the
executive. I make him responsible for the ship's engines.
No, that's going to be fun. Between your Tellarite ops and your apathetic human chief engineer, that's going to be fun to get anything done without a fight. And then the wild card, the science officer that you're going to pick up on station at the start of the game. That's going to be fun. I don't want to give too much out about that just yet because you guys know a little bit, but the reactions on screen will be even better.
Well, in the time of Next Gen, and Starfleet started loosening regulations for like native religions, like Chakotay had the face tattoo.
Right.
So my character, being from a deeply spiritual planet, probably has a beard and possibly a ponytail.
Oh,
I kind of figured you'd have the beard.
Are you going to have the bling bling across your ears?
No, he's just got the antenna.
Well, that's what I meant. The antenna.
Yeah, he's got those.
Are you going to have the bling bling across it?
No, I think that's stupid.
I was just being sensitive to that which you are.
I don't think they make Bajoran Dajara rings for antenna.
Oh, well, no. I just figured you would have your own bling.
Maybe.
I don't think the Andorians have a whole lot. I don't think the Andorians have much in the way of adornment, other than.
Well, they don't like anything touching their antenna because they're extremely
metals.
sensitive.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say other than maybe metals.
If you walked up and flipped an Andorian in the antenna, it'd be like kicking a human in the nuts.
Yeah,
they'll be in pain, but when they get up, you might want to be 6 decks away.
If you're gonna flick them in the antenna, you might as well kill them because you're probably gonna die.
Yeah. There will be a mysterious turbo lift accident. You'll get thrown into an empty shaft or through a door.
That's funny. I'm looking forward to that. But I really am. I don't know how many people are going to be involved, all told, but I'm looking forward to it because it says this is a team effort. Allegedly.
As far as I know, just the 4 of you are going to be playing, and then whenever your character's not on screen, you'll just fulfill the role of another character that is on screen. I imagine Roger will end up being a bridge captain instead of an away captain.
Oh yeah, I am a stuck-up Spaniard. If I am, I'm like an away team. Yeah, go take care of business. It's my responsibility to stay on the ship.
Away team, go.
Activate the Makos.
Yeah. Oh, I heard about those guys. Yeah.
You got a couple, but I have things in check for those. You can't just run over the whole scenario. Just send the Makos at them.
Well, of course.
Well, yeah, you can't. You don't call it a SEAL team every time there's a negotiation.
Right. You know, they're like the SWAT team. They're the last thing that you call in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, call the damn Makos, I guess.
But having them is a good thing. So yep. Mr. Sullivan wants to be the red shirt, I guess. But actually, you would be a yellow shirt now, sir.
You know, I was watching a stream, and I guess they had mentioned someone went back and did the actual statistics.
Yes.
Red shirts really didn't die that much. They were just more notable.
Yeah. Well, still
Like
getting red-shirted was not a compliment.
No. And I think that's why they made them command. I bet you CBS made them command to get rid of that meme.
Well, then it still carried over because look how many command officers got smoked in Next Gen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't find that funny because we're in the Next Gen universe now.
Uh-huh. And you're in an unknown region of space. Speaking of unknown region, another thing that I'm trying to put together, working with Adam, I'm going to do a short opening credits for you guys. I have a song already that is royalty free, but sounds very thematic to Star Trek openings. I was hoping, Roger, that you could do your own kind of a shorter version of Space, the Final Frontier kind of opening. Might have you record something like that, but maybe geared more towards the frontier.
Well, what is this? The Expanse?
The Shackleton Expanse.
Rusty Shackleford Expanse.
Well,
Because I think there's about 30 seconds or so before you know how it always starts kind of slow, the orchestra, and then at the fanfares when they display the title, and that's right after the Picard or Kirk did the kind of their opening.
wasn't there a famous explorer by the name of Shackleton?
Yeah, it's actually named after the Shackleton explorer, who
Okay.
I think explored the Antarctic.
Yeah, I guess we should.
I would have to look it up.
I'll work that in. I'll see if I can come up with something. I'll run it by you guys.
But you have right around, I would say if you can fit it into 25 seconds, that doesn't sound very long, but you can actually say quite a bit in 25 seconds.
Yeah, the Imperial Trans-Antarctic Expedition. Shackleton.
Yep.
I would say something like the explorer Shackleton of old. We are going to places. I don't know. I'll come up with something.
Yeah, you'll come up with something. And then we'll play that before, and then when the fanfare, we'll do like Star Trek, Ryzen, and then have like your credits, and then we'll get into the game. It should be fun.
Yeah, I actually got a thank you from Amazon for following SARA GILBERT. Dude, those stories, man, of what she was talking about.
You can throw that up as an overlay if you want. Show me.
Yeah, I put it in the wrong category.
Those stories, I was telling DA, I wish. Oh, there it is. There's your dedication plaque.
Yeah.
You see the quote there at the bottom, Roger?
Of course.
And then if people have their phones turned sideways or on their computer screens, a lot of the people in the creation of the Ryzen are, regulars in all of our chats.
Yes, which is absolutely beautiful.
I thought that was a good homage.
I thought I would see myself on something like that. I like the color too, the dedication plaque.
I was going to go with bronze, but I really like that brushed metal better.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
You were talking about Sarah's stories. I was telling D.I. I wish I had been able to get on sooner because that's kind of my bread and butter. I love paranormal stuff, and I wish I was in Oregon. I'd go check that place out.
Well, I have a couple other gyms to show on the screen.
Oh, there's our deck, or our bridge, rather.
Oh, that is it.
There
That's
you go,
our
Rod,
bridge.
from behind your chair.
So where does... I thought he was going to be right next to me. But okay, I guess I saw a different bridge.
There are chairs right next to you on either side.
They're just not high backed.
Yeah.
See?
Wait, no, that's I think a different one, isn't it?
It is a different
One
one.
of the ones you sent me.
Yeah, I sent updated ones. I thought I sent them to you. There's a slightly different one.
I like that. I'd love to play in that bridge.
Let me take a quick look here real quick, because then I'm gonna have to get rolling.
That bridge was nice, man.
Yes, it does.
I would love to play there.
Yelp.
One quick second.
One thing I noticed on the blueprints that I'd seen of the Akira class, the captain has his own ready room, and the first officer also has one. Correct?
Yes,
Yep.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
That's those doors on either side in the foreground and in the background there.
Yeah,
I think
and by the way,
the one
my
on the
door
left
to
is the
left.
captain's. Yeah, the
Yeah.
captain's is to the left.
Oh, I'm sorry, DA. Mine is to the left.
Okay. But I think that's the way it was on the blueprint as well.
Well, I'm glad you acquiesced to that.
I don't care. It's a room.
DA, I sent the 3. There's more than 3, but I sent you 3 to the group chat for that game.
Okay. Give me a second to.
And then
Save
I'm going to
those.
actually have to jump off here. I'll still be listening, but I just got a green light and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Okay. Well, I will be posting those
Oh, yeah, that's the one that I saw. Yes.
momentarily.
All right,
Okay.
guys. You guys have a wonderful night. I got to get rolling.
You too, man. Be safe. Drive
Be
careful.
safe.
Thank you.
All right,
Will
man.
do.
And Roger,
Yeah.
I'll be throwing these images up in just a second
Yeah,
for
this is
your
yeah,
viewing
this-
pleasure.
Oh, I've seen them there. Oh my god.
With the MSD Mastership display.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks nice. There's no doubt.
And this one. This is going to be a fun game, dude.
Again, I would love to play in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I retire from working where I'm at, I'm gonna have Michael Bednar. You guys know him from Starship Farragut. I'm gonna have him build me. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him, dude, come out here for a year.
Build me a bridge.
Build me. Oh no, build me a whole damn ship.
Wow, that'd be
I
awesome.
want engineering. I'm gonna want the bridge, everything. It's just make it enclosed. Don't care how you do it. Make it look like you did down there in Kings Bay, Georgia, like they did. And just that is my wet dream right there, is to actually build, my own sets and just be able to play there.
I gotta say this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, this really looks nice. Hell yeah. But DA, I do believe a great deal in the first officer, doing the away teams and stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I do understand that this ship is a big ship and it's responsibility, and yeah. So I am one of that is my attitude. I am a bit aristocratic when it comes to it. But the funny thing is, knowing how I am, I was born on a frontier world.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I am a bit stuck up, which means I won't be acting. So it'll be good. But anyway, yeah, it says I'm following SARA Gilbert. I'm like, no, that's not the one. This is another one. But we'll see. But all right, fair enough. Well, all right then, DA. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to, what is our next episode? Is it Thursday or Friday?
Friday is the Zombie Authors Roundtable, and then Saturday is DAX Machina. Well, of course, you've got Sports Talk with the guys. Saturday morning.
In the morning, yes. But let me look at my schedule. Dude, it is already banging. It's filling up fast. I'm already on 8 appointments on Thursday.
Nice.
And then Friday, oh man, I'm already up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've got 2 on Saturday now. So it's picking up. It is. So I was telling everyone that I'm on like a day or 2 ahead. What do I mean by that? Is that I look at my calendar 2 days ahead and there's nothing on there. Or 3 days ahead and there's nothing on there. But when I get to 2 days prior, it's filling up fast. So I think I was I'm now at 48 appointments. I think I was at 46 earlier.
Nice.
Wow. And I have a lot more to do. Damn. So we shall see. All right. I like it. I like it. So what else, Mr. DA?
Well, I'm trying to find something. And I will show it to you on the split screen. So give me just a moment.
Sorry. Oh, while you're doing that, DA, man, I'm so tired from work, really. Because everyone knows I think I may have worked 4 days in April because of the shot. I had headaches that just did not go away. I actually have one right now, but it's not anywhere close to where it was before. And to give you an idea, folks, think of it on a scale from 1 to 100. Each day it drops like 5 points. So that's how intense everything has been. The length of the headaches, everything. If it's 100%, it's like all day, all the time. But each day it's been dropping like 5%. So I think I'm somewhere in my 30s right now. So, but thank goodness it's going away. I did have to take 2 more Tylenol today. I hadn't taken Tylenol for 2 days. So, yeah, it is what it is, DA. But yes, Mr. Sir Ernest Henry Shackleton, CBO, OBE, FRGS, and FRSGS, was an Irish Antarctic explorer who led 3 British expeditions to the Antarctic. He was one of the principal figures of a period known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. It's amazing, DA, what they did with the technology that they had and the means of travel that they had. Jeez. These guys were ballsy, man. They were really living on the edge.
Well, that was
Hey, is that
rough.
echo? Oh, what?
That was a rough time to be exploring. Back when they didn't really have the right equipment, a lot of those guys didn't make it.
No. No, they didn't. But is the echo gone, DA?
Is now, yes. I only heard it for a little bit.
I think it was when she moved computers.
I think it was too, but I was hearing it on your voice, so I'm thinking maybe she disconnected her headphones or something, so we were picking it up, or her mic was picking up the audio for some reason.
That's possible. So what'd you find?
I am still looking for it. I think I am closing in on it.
Oh, I just saw that little meme that Josh put. We're moving on up.
Yeah.
That's funny. I remember that. Oh my god. Wheezy and what's his face? George, right?
Yeah, George.
He was damn funny, man.
Oh, yeah.
Discovered on the All in the Family. Did you see that episode where he thought he had saved him because of the black hands that reached through in the fire? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So Archie thought George had saved him, but it turns out it was like a construction guy that had black gloves. Oh my god, that was hilarious. The racism, DA.
Yeah, those shows couldn't be made today.
I mean, would we really want to? Probably not.
Probably not.
But it was unbelievable, the awakening that was in the 70s. And it was real, good or bad, it was real. But yeah, that stuff could not, would not, and will not be made. Nah. But looking at what Shackleton did, this guy was a stud, man. This guy was brave. 4 different expeditions, DA. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 3. 3 expeditions. And he was not of good health at the very end. He was one of the closest ones to the South Pole. Wow. Past theories, because we know he got close, but he had a return. And he Well, I guess, let me see. He had a return and he passed away, and many people thought that he had a congenital heart defect and scurvy. Researchers from Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston determined instead that it was beriberi. I don't know what beriberi is.
It's a tropical disease. It's pretty much been eradicated. Raj, I want to show you something. I'm going to split the screen, and this is something very near and dear to my heart.
Go.
It's I want to save up the money and get this so bad. That's Wiley's gun.
That's the gun that
That's the
they
gun.
was talking with the sheriff.
Yep, that's the gun. 1858 Colt.
Jesus, DA. Yeah, you want a real one. What does that go for? Oh. I thought it was going to be several thousand.
No, it's not as expensive as I thought it would be.
Does it really fire?
Oh yeah, it's a working reproduction. The one I want's a 45 long Colt because that's what Wiley carried.
That is beautiful. Well, look, keep writing, DA. It's going to happen.
Yeah, that is a beautiful handgun.
Thiamine deficiency. I guess it does have something to do with scurvy. It's a vitamin B1 deficiency, also known as thiamine deficiency. Wet beriberi and dry beriberi. Wet affects the heart and circulatory systems, and dry damages the nerves and can lead to decreased muscle strength and eventually muscle paralysis.
Doesn't sound like anything pleasant.
You know, DA, my greatest fear in life is drowning and paralysis.
Mine's heights, and not just.
I'm afraid of heights too.
Not just any heights. I mean, I can climb I can climb a ladder. I can go up on scaffolding. I've done all of that. It's unprotected heights where I don't really have control, where I'm not stable. I had a dream one time that I was looking off a cliff and somebody came up behind me and pushed me while I was looking off this cliff. It was a vivid dream. It was just a couple months ago. And I get these extremely, extremely vivid dreams and have for the last year or so. Weirdly, since my back was hurt. But I had that dream and I woke up with a full-blown panic attack.
Yeah, that's scary. Oh, well, we talked about that, the buried alive.
Mm-hmm.
One of my greatest fears is that medical condition where people are hospitalized and they can't even move their eyes.
Yeah.
But their brain functions and everything functions except for the ability to move.
Be like having a government job. Like working at the license bureau. How did we end up switching positions? What the hell?
Did you notice I'm facing away from him? So that's why he moved me. That's why I did it like this. I'm giving him my side.
Here, you put the hat on.
Hey, ow, I got this on. Ow, that actually hurt. Or as Latin would say, that hurted.
We need to set your green screen up sometime off when we're off the air. Set your green screen up and get you in profile next to a computer. Get a good shot with that green screen in the background so Adam can make that logo.
Okay,
because
it's going to
I
have to
want.
be tomorrow, and I'm going to need Gbo's help, so we're going to get that done
Yeah,
tomorrow.
tell her set the camera at the highest resolution it can, because the more pixels he's got to work with, the more crisp the image is going to be.
Actually, did you see the picture of the camera that?
Oh yeah, it's a badass camera.
Damn! But I could tell she wanted it, and it was on sale. I think it was like $5.99 at Target. It was a Rebel EOS something, and I told my daughter, I'm going to be using that camera from time to time.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. Hope my wife's not listening to this because I know she doesn't listen to the shows. But I've got about half the money for that pistol scrolled back. Been doing it for a long time. Roger, did you get the house?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It is actually still in the works. No, as of today, right now, no. We should have a very solid answer by this weekend. So I thank you. The owners of this house are going to put it for sale, but they're giving me first dibs. So I'm doing everything I can to make it happen. And what really ticked me off is I can share this little bit of trivia. COVID-19. Yeah, I got in trouble. So I applied with my bank for the amount and they wouldn't approve me. So I was very disappointed. And then I noticed that a week later, my credit score zoomed like 40, 50 points.
Nice.
Why the hell did it go up? And then I thought to myself, well, you idiot, you've been wiping out all the debt, and it takes a while for the thing to update. I was like, damn it, why didn't I wait a week to apply? So who knows? The credit rating has been zooming lately because I've been zeroing out all of my credit card debt. Thank you, tax season. So who knows? I may be able to qualify on my own. If I don't, well, we'll see. But I thank you for asking, Richard. It's still on my mind. I'm not in paranoia yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? I might have to go off air for a little while I make a move. That won't be fun.
Yeah, that'd suck.
Yeah, I had one left. And if I have to move again, that means I've got yet another one after that. It's like, I'm getting too old to move. I've moved way too much already. But yeah, folks, the one that she purchased was a Canon EOS. It's really nice, I gotta admit. It's probably one of the best cameras we've ever had. And if I'm not mistaken, it's this one. I'm going to put it in the chat room. You guys can check it out. It's the Canon EOS 800D. It's a Rebel T7. It's awesome. It really is nice. Plus, it had the bag and that extra lens in there, which is really kind of neat. So, I think when I got it for like $5.99, it was on sale. Normally $7.48, which wasn't too bad. Still a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But she wanted it. So, all right, let's get it. So, well. All right, DA, what else do you have on the table?
I was just looking at leather for that pistol to build the gun, the rig that Wiley carried. Going to cost me about $250 in leather.
So that's about
A little less
900.
about 900 with tax. So I'm nowhere near there, but I'm about halfway to the gun.
Hey, that's a big deal. Yeah, what am I? I guess for me, it's the house at the moment. But I'm finally looking at it. I haven't purchased a car in 6 years, man. And I'm looking for one. So no matter what, come hell or high water. I mean, if I do get the house, we'll see. But yeah, we'll see. I swear, if I am able to purchase this house, the first thing I do is when I sign the papers, I'm gonna go out with the metal pole, put it in the yard, and flip off all my neighbors and say, your little S bags aren't gonna come over and dump on my yard anymore. And I'm going to be aggressive about it. I'm going to tell them, hey, go send your S bags somewhere else. That's all they are. They're just DA. In I think the second book talked about this one house having these dogs that were just a bunch of S bags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was based on the next door neighbor lady I had at the time.
Yeah.
Well, the story was that
that's what I have.
I had a privacy fence in the back, and they didn't know I had a pair. She didn't know I had a pair of mastiffs. I had an English mastiff and a bull mastiff. Well, she had these little two crap factories that were little yappy bastard purse dogs. I don't know what kind of breed they were, Shih Tzu or something, some little hairy yappy bastard. And she would walk them on those extendable leashes. And she would walk them through the cul-de-sac and always stopped at my front yard and let them crap in my yard. And I was out there one day and I said, ma'am, I would appreciate it if you didn't let your dogs crap in my yard. I play catch out here with my boys and I don't want to step in dog poop. And she got all indignant and walked off. Well, the next day I was going out to check the mail and there she was letting her dogs crap in the yard. And I told her again, I said, ma'am, stop letting your dogs crap in my yard. I don't want to step in it. My sons and I play catch with baseball out here. Stop doing it. She stomped off. Well, I started to go outside the next day and just happened to look out the window, and there she was again. I'm like, all right, two can play at this game. So I got the leashes for the two mastiffs, and I went and grabbed them out of the backyard because they were indoor-outdoor dogs. We're talking, Scooby-Doo sized dogs. One was 170, the other was about 130. And they're big dogs. So I put them on their leashes. And I walked them around the neighborhood until they were getting that good hunchy feeling like they wanted to poop. And I'd jerk the cord a little bit, like, nope, don't stop here. And when I had them both ready to work up a big pile, I walked them right up to her front porch and let them crap right off the porch. And these dogs don't drop little Tootsie Rolls like her dog.
Little pellets, yeah.
Yeah. These dogs dropped landmines. And she walks out on the porch. Are you going to clean that up? I'm like, nope.
No.
Not a bit. I said, every time I catch you letting your dogs crap in my yard, I'm bringing these monsters over here and letting them crap in yours. And it stopped. She wouldn't talk to me after that. Of course, I couldn't stand her anyway. She's an old battle axe.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is over here. And their defense is, well, mine aren't the only ones. Say, wow, that's funny because yours are the only ones I ever see.
Right.
There may be others, but yours are the ones that I see all the time.
Yeah, that old battle axe aggravated the crap out of me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but oh well. What are you going to do? Other than shooting the... Oh, I'm sorry, forget it.
Yeah, pellet rifle might be out of the question.
I have no comment.
Or just put on a good pair of soccer shoes and run out there and punt it. Bye.
Oh, I have a long hose which is plugged into the backyard. So whenever the dogs are taking a dump, I just from the backyard put the hose on, and the neighbor just my babies. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. They're gonna pick up the shit, eat it, and then go take it over to you and lick your face. I saw them do that one time. It was so disgusting. These little S bags picked up the stuff, took it with them. And I was laughing in the front yard saying, and they're going to lick your face right now. Oh. And they do. Oh. I guess that's kind of why I've grown tired of dogs myself. Because
I still like dogs. I don't know. I don't think my life would be quite the same without a dog.
No.
The dog I've got now, he's like an instinctive, like therapy dog. He just instinctually does. He was a rescue. He had a hard life before we got him. And he just seems to know when things are bothering me. He'll come over and put his head in my lap. And he's just a really good dog. I mean, he barks a little more than I care for. He barks at the dog has a pathological hatred of squirrels. I've never seen a dog hate squirrels quite like this dog. If there's one in the yard, he is going to go nuts. Shit.
I was surprised that no one else commented. I think everyone else was horrified. I owe you an apology, Mr. Roberts.
Yeah.
I'm watching my language as best I can.
Yeah, I am too. I know the
When do
occasional
you
one's going to slip, but
Well, wait. When do you start watching your language?
not all,
Actually, folks,
not all
that
of us,
might have.
not all of us can get away with saying vile things in Spanish under our breath.
I do not know to that which
Liar.
never. I just exaggerate.
Todd says, I've had dogs my whole life, and they've always been my dogs until this last one. It's definitely my wife's dog. That's the way my dog now. He's a mama's dog. I mean, he's on game to play or snuggle with anybody in the house. But when mama says anything, he's right there for mama. He's a mama's dog. And most of our dogs have been that way.
Oh yeah. DA, I apologize. I think the adrenaline just drained.
Yeah, we can probably shut her down for the night, and I can get some writing done.
Yeah, this was good. I'm starting to feel it. I can feel it in my eyes. Folks, you know when I'm tired, when my glasses are off. That means I'm actually having trouble reading the stuff because it's blurry because I'm tired. Glasses have been off for a while. So it was funny when I made that joke about the stress, remember? And I'm like, man, it was really twitchy. And that's what I'm like, I wonder if you can see the twitching right now. So I was complaining too much about tax season. Folks, don't get me wrong. I am eternally grateful for everything. Richard, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
She made the
Thank
program.
you, everybody that's tuned in tonight.
Yeah, she made the program. There's no doubt about it.
She's a lot of fun. I hope she comes back.
real.
Hope we didn't scare her off.
I don't think so, DA. I don't think so. And
I'll leave it to you to get with Sergio to get him the code because you can purchase the guys at Alltower are going to pick it up, but all they have to do is put his email information in, and it will send him the code to download the book.
Well, I'll talk to Alltower Media about that. I'll probably take care of this one, but Alltower Media gets the promo. Todd, Josh, Richard, everyone who's been with us. Roger was there with us too, I think still up until the very end. Quite a few. Robert, Joshua, Dalton, Josh Jones. Oh, we got another like right now.
Awesome.
Michael Day.
Michael, thank you. And don't forget, Friday we have the Zombie Authors Roundtable, which will be starting earlier. It'll start at 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Coast Time.
Wait a minute. On Friday?
On Friday. We're starting early. One of the authors featured will be coming to us live from Scotland.
Oh, dude, I might be able to be in.
And so we're starting early, and I don't know how late it's going to go because we are going to have a bunch of authors on, at least 10 and maybe more kicking in. So we're going to have to rotate. We're starting at 5 your time. And if you can make it, I would certainly appreciate the help wrangling that many people.
Oh, sorry. No problem. All right, gentlemen, I apologize. Everyone, male, female, everyone, I want to thank you for spending the day with us. Again, it is our thrill. Sarah, I'm not making a joke of this, but it was fun having you on. I appreciate you sharing with us.
Absolutely.
Your stories. Your story, or your, I don't want to say testament, but your story was scary.
Definitely.
I've had experiences, folks, but you heard it again. Not like that. And I've had a few things in my life, not like that. That's scary. But she doesn't deal with it anymore, so that's a good thing.
That's definitely a plus. Don't forget DAX Machina at its usual time on Saturday night. Our guest will be Sean Chesser. For those of you who are fans of my Codename Wild Hunt books, you'll definitely like Sean's books then, because it's a military themed. We're dealing with zombies and other threats, and they're very well written. I'm a big fan of Sean's. You can check him out at SeanChesser.com. He'll be joining us in the studio. He's actually in Oregon. I think he lives in Portland. So he's in Pacific Coast time. He'll be joining us on a DAX Machina on Saturday night. Of course, you have sports talk with the guys on Saturday morning, and then who is it? Is it All Tower on Sunday, or is it Jedi Tech?
It is All Tower this Sunday, and then we announced a new program which will be rotating with Jedi Techs,
which is fantastic. The NDB media empire continues to grow with Palpatine himself at the helm, and I want to thank you guys all for joining us and for everything you guys have done to help support us and encourage us and and hang out with us, and just appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll see you guys on the other side. DA, peace. We'll see you guys, and I'll do it now. Peace!